Hi, everybody.
Take two. Take three. Take four.
Welcome to the When We Were Young Festival podcast.
Okay, first off,
so we're just going to wait, but we're going to like almost get to what the thing is, and then we're just going to stop it, and nothing's going to happen. Yeah. Isn't it
so dumb?
You know what's funny is like...
That everyone knew this was going to happen?
Well, knew that it wasn't, like, that just wasn't going to be a thing. Like,
but it is, because it didn't get canceled today. Or did it? I just don't know about it.
I don't know.
Okay, we're recording this on the Sunday of...
Sunday,
Firefest.
October 23rd.
Yeah, the second day of the 3-day festival that happens to be a Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a 3-day festival, 22nd, 23rd, 29th.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Which that part's weird. It's like, why wouldn't you just have it Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah.
I understand that they started with a Saturday, and then they should have been like, hey, this sold out. We're going to add another day.
Right.
We're going to add it on Friday. So it's like the first day.
Yeah. That's so bizarre.
Yeah.
You know what's funny, too, is like I haven't seen... Like leading up, like I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah.
And then like maybe a week or two ago, they announced next year's.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, did this year's just fall through? And they're just going to like, all right, look, guys, next year it's definitely happening for sure.
Well, apparently this isn't the first year that has happened. It's just been a lot smaller. It's not like this ginormous, like, is this a joke?
Right.
Lineup.
Yeah.
Where before it was just like, wasn't as big.
Okay.
Or it didn't have as many big names.
So they went from tiny little festival
probably
to massive festival.
Yeah.
Like basically overnight or over a year's span or whatever. Okay. Interesting. And they have had no contingency for weather of any kind?
I guess not.
Because, like, I know it's Vegas. I guess it probably doesn't really rain there a lot and certainly doesn't, like, snow or whatever.
And it's not super hot in October.
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't know.
But what I was going to say was I just didn't really see any hype about it. And so I just kind of thought maybe it wasn't happening.
Leading up to it.
Yeah, because even, like, I follow enough of the bands that were listed on there that you'd thought I would have seen somebody go, hey, man, we're coming up to this festival. It's actually happening. Crazy. But so just the Saturday, like day one, got
winded out.
Canceled. Yeah. Apparently it was the city that said.
Yeah, sure it was.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because you don't know who to believe or whatever.
No. I saw a clip from Katy Perry's show last night because she has like a Vegas residency.
Oh, okay.
And she was like, hey, everybody, this is my show. I know a lot of you weren't planning on being here tonight, so thanks for coming. And she's like, and then she goes on to this whole thing about like, I was on Warped Tour and I'm so cool and I got total cred. I know she was, but like, just to like, I don't know. But it was silly. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Boop boop. No, I'm sorry. Boop. Boop.
Did you know that Boops Boops is a fish?
Boops Boops is a fish?
It's the name of a fish. Type of fish is Boops Boops.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I have a new podcast recommendation for people.
Okay.
That's how I learned that
It's
fact.
this one.
Besides this one. They're already listening to this one. It's called Who Knew It with Matt Stewart. It's an Australian podcast. But it's a quiz. It's like a comedy quiz show. But the premise is that so they ask a question, and then the contestants have to write answers to the question. And then the house, like the host, also writes a couple answers to the question. And then there's also the real answer to the question. And so you get points if we're the contestants. Anybody who guesses my answer, I get a point for that. If I guess the correct answer, I get a point for that. If anybody guesses the house's one of their answers, they get a point for that. So it's kind of cool. It's challenging. And it's funny.
Okay.
But that's where I learned that fact that Boops Boops is a fish.
Gotcha.
What else do we do on this podcast?
We talk about two tunes.
We do. And Bo's on his phone.
I am. I'm looking for.
Those are all the things
I'm looking for interesting facts about when we were young.
Gotcha.
And nothing's popping up.
Yeah.
Oh, Manchester Orchestra posted just Twitter things.
Okay.
About it, and it's just like, you're not there. Do you have any skin in the game,
Yeah.
or you're just like, this is funny because
Yeah.
we knew it was kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I have 2 friends from college that
Yay.
are there.
Good job.
That
Oh,
are
they're
there.
there, gotcha.
I have 2 friends. You're an asshole. Yes, I have 2 friends from college.
2 friends from college.
No, but they're there.
They're there? Or just they're there?
Imagine. They are there.
Ah, yes.
You're second, by the way.
Cool.
So they're in Las Vegas, and I don't know if they were supposed to go to Saturday's show or if they
Okay.
were supposed to go to Sunday's show. They haven't posted anything like, oh, we're bummed. Mm-hmm. It was just kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then,
go ahead.
And then a friend from high school's friend's sister. Do you know iJustine?
No.
Okay. iJustine was like early adopter of YouTube.
Okay.
And she is on YouTube, and then she's from Pittsburgh, and her sister has become equally, but not actually equally, because I don't think but they do the same kind of thing.
Okay.
And her sister is in Las Vegas for this.
Yeah.
And so she's like reporting. Anyways.
Yeah. The only other thing I saw about it was somebody who's in some band I didn't catch the name of. She was posting like a video on TikTok of like, oh, so this is how this stage things work, like
I saw that.
the rotating. Maybe did you send that to me? Maybe,
maybe.
or we both just our algorithms
Probably.
lined up on that moment.
The rotating stage.
The rotating stage thing. Yeah. I don't know. That was like the only other thing I've seen about
Yeah,
it.
we're like this.
It's just
it wasn't like we're joking that it's
Right.
like, oh, it was never a real thing.
Yeah.
It was a real thing. It was going to go on.
Yeah.
It really got canceled because of the weather.
right.
By the city, not by. Well, I guess it might have been. It might have just been like, we're not telling you to cancel, but you probably should because of weather.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where they could have probably like, yep. It's like, all right, then it's all on you. Liability. There you go. But then there's all the people who went outside and it's like, it's not windy at all.
Yeah.
But then like some other people would like, oh yeah, but like you go down this one street and it's just like, whoo.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it was kind of. I don't know if it's like on the strip. I've never been to Vegas, but like, I know like the strip's like the big thing, and like
Yeah.
that would. And if you're setting up like on that,
It's
or at
not
the end
there,
of that, like it would
but
be. But
It's
yeah.
in a field across the street from a whole bunch of hotels
Okay.
by the airport, I think.
Sounds like they ripped off Camp Punksylvania to me.
Totally.
That's kind of how you
We-
describe that.
we
You were like,
canceled.
it's in this area across the street from some other hotels and things. And,
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's all that Las Vegas is
Sure,
hotels that are
yeah.
connected
right.
and looks like Twilight all the time.
Cool.
So we talk about 2 tunes.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll go first since it's my turn to
Okay.
go first. Do you know how to pronounce her name? I do.
Let me see it again. Ingrid.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on. Lost it. There you are.
It's simpler than you think.
Ingrid Andress.
Yep. Perfect.
Yeah. I just couldn't remember what her last name was.
Do you know any connections to previous podcast people?
Ursula Andress.
Did you have that person on here?
No, I think that's an actress from like the 60s. Or
Okay.
something. That's all I got. So no, I don't know of any connection.
So just on this record, which is entitled Good Person.
Ursula Andress, Swiss actress. She was Honey Rider in the James Bond film Dr. No.
Okay. But one of the so you know, she's a songwriter as well.
Yes.
Like she's not just like, well, I'm just the face and everybody else writes for me.
Okay.
But, you know, nothing's like written completely by her. But why am I drawing a blank on all these people names? But JP Sachs
Oh,
is on one of these songs.
okay.
And then Lauren Michaels. Is that her name?
No.
No? Remember the girl that's connected to JP Sachs?
Julia Michaels.
Julia Michaels. There you go. She also has like a co-write on this record.
Oh, nice. And we had discovered, I think, with her that she's written like that's kind of like
Yeah.
while she also sings, she writes a ton of songs for other folks. Yeah.
So, and this also has, this album has a featuring on with Sam Hunt. I don't know who that is exactly. But it was the only featuring. So I was like, that must be important. This is country, but it doesn't really have to be country. Like, you can be like, yeah, it's country, but it could also be pop. Because
Sam
like,
Hunt is a country guy. Just looking at
singer,
this.
songwriter, vocalist, guitarist. But yeah, Ingrid Andress. I had sent you a song called Blue.
Yeah.
I think this album is actually...
like, just kidding.
Yeah, I was.
Not that
I
song,
think this
actually.
album is really, really good.
Okay.
Like, all the way through. It you can tell that some of the songs are country, and then you can kind of be like, this doesn't really sound like country. It's more like pop. So it's kind of like fluctuating between there. You get a little bit of Taylor Swift vibe, kind of, sort of. But that's because, like, oh, well, Taylor Swift kind of did that in her earlier days.
Sure.
It's like, it was pop, and it was country, and it was a mixture of all this stuff.
Yeah.
But that song is really good. It's got some pretty cool metaphors in it, in Blue. It's kind of, as far as the metaphors go, it's it's not similar, but Merry-Go-Round by, I'm drawing a blank on her name, Casey Musgraves.
Oh, okay.
So, but that was the one that just like stuck out at me. But there was this part in this song, it's the bridge, where I'm just like, I heard it the first time, I'm like, oh, that would be the song. And then I kind of forgot which song it was. Blue was easier to remember.
Yeah.
But this song, No Choice, the bridge shows emotion, like in the vocals. And I was like, ooh, we haven't really heard that a lot, where you actually like hear emotion as much as we have in the past.
Yeah.
So here it is. No Choice. But I got to do like 10 other things because, I'm never prepared.
I was going to say that one thing, there's some clever lyric writing in this as well.
There's like next to no drums on the whole record. There are drums.
Yeah.
Made it to the stage of missing you. So I listened to a song I shouldn't listen to. And it made me start to take apart the story of us. What it could have been and wasn't, and what it really was. I said I'd never let go, and I told you I'd stay.
So like nothing right now screams country,
No, it just sounds like
which I don't think this
straight
song...
up pop song.
Yeah.
Yeah, you watched me bend, and you let me break.
If there is any drums in this, it's like super far away.
Yeah.
The reason I know that is because I was playing drums along with the whole record. I'm like, there's no drums in any of this, so I guess I get to make whatever I
You
want.
doing drum covers, Bo?
I am doing drum covers.
Nice.
Not really at all. Cello. It's gonna come in.
I begged you not to make me cry another tear, and I warned you I would leave before.
So there is drums. I keep bringing back to the drums.
But it's really far back in the
It's
mix.
so far away.
Like,
It's just kind of like,
sounds like it's like being played down the hall.
yeah.
Till I barely even had the strength to save
It's more like thuds.
I said I never let go.
Chorus 2. It kind of follows the whole pop thing. It's just
Yeah.
like, and then the second time we come back, we're going to make it a little bit bigger.
Yeah. Do you know what the single is off of this?
I
Or
do
singles?
not know the first. Well, Good
This
Person.
sounds like it could be a single.
It is. Well, I don't know if it is or not, but I know that Good Person is. And then the first song that I heard was the second track, which is called Yearbook,
Okay.
which is, I think, really, really cool.
Maybe I left you, 'cause you left me no choice.
That's the line I really like.
Do you have
Maybe I
And
left
then-
you because you left me no choice.
This is all. This could be like the demo
anything for you?
Okay.
because like you can feel.
Yeah.
And I know you knew how much I love you. How much I loved you.
Transition's a little strange.
The bridge is weird. There's a lot of like, you could do that a couple more times, and then that was kind of big, and then also that, like right from the end of the bridge into this chorus,
Yeah.
ish.
Without
there's so much reverb, so it's like really different.
Yeah.
So it could, like, if there was a video to it, I think it would.
Yeah. It's just that the sound cuts out completely.
Yeah.
But like it doesn't sound intentional.
Okay.
It sounds like I actually had to look for a second. I was like, did he stop it? I couldn't remember. Like, it felt really long.
Yeah.
Than from the first time I listened to it.
You like that? You left me no choice.
Well, I left you because you left me no choice. Like,
Yeah.
she kind of like,
Yeah.
I just like that little turn of phrase, I guess.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just a really good pop song. Like you said, kind of just following the normal form of everything.
Yeah.
The bridge is a little.
The bridge is a little
It's
bit
still
weird.
a bridge, but like it kind of does its own thing.
It's got a couple parts to
within it. Yeah. But even still, again, just like a really good like way to do that. Yeah, I'd be interested in listening to more of her stuff.
So Good Person, I think, is a really interesting song. Yearbook it's not like, oh, that's like everything is really good. It's kind of like a little cheesy.
Okay.
Because the yearbook kind of like it's talking about like parents.
Okay.
And like the last time they were on the same page was in a yearbook.
Interesting. Okay.
Which like that's a clever line,
Yeah.
but like it kind of just drills that to death.
That seems like one of those things that, like, if you're like a songwriter or like a comedian or somebody, like when you write down, like, you just have like a notebook and you just write down like lines or whatever, and they I bet it's like, oh man, you guys got to check this out.
Yeah.
Last time they were on the same page when they're in the yearbook. just drop the mic and just like, whoa,
Yeah.
and then it's like, okay, well, let's use it. What? No, it's just that line. It's a good line, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's a great line. What else you got?
So
to go with it. That's funny.
It looks like there's only 3 singles
Okay.
from this. That was not one of them. So Wishful Drinking, which is the Sam Hunt
Okay.
song.
That seems
That came out in
country guy.
2021.
Okay.
Reached number 5 on the U.S. country airplay. 11 U.S. country songs. Certified gold. And the second single was Pain, which is the song that's right after this one on the record. And then Seeing Someone Else, which that's the third track. That song, Seeing Someone Else, I think it's like the idea there, or at least this is my interpretation of the idea there, is that it can be 2 people.
Okay.
And the somebody else is like, you don't see the real me, you're seeing someone else. But kind of like
But the play on words that you're dating
Yeah.
someone, almost like you're dating someone
exactly.
else.
Like there's a lot of that in this record.
Yeah,
which
interesting.
some are better than others, but I think like,
Yeah.
and musically it's great too. Like I like it.
Cool. How did you come across?
I think it was
This
in a-
isn't.
yeah. It's not like
this is a me song.
it is a your song. I don't know if I was looking for. I think I was looking for chill music,
Okay.
and then I was like looking at different playlists,
Okay.
and I was like, I'll do chill country,
Okay.
and it like the song Yearbook was like down there a little bit. Like that's interesting. That's cute. Let me listen to the whole record, and so I listened to the whole record. And I'm like, this is really good.
Nice.
So
Cool.
yeah,
I like that.
just search playlists, kids.
Yeah.
Kids.
My turn.
It is your turn.
So,
We start recording.
like we said, we are recording this on Sunday, October 23rd, and on Friday, October 21st, the album that so many people were waiting for years and
Years?
stuff. Yeah, for years. There's been like a lot of hype about it, a lot of anticipation.
Are you setting up a false drop?
No, not at all. But why would you step on the thing that I'm setting up here?
I think that you're
and-
setting up for Taylor Swift,
and
but then
people
the turn
you're-
is something else.
You bastard. That's where I was going. I was trying to make people think we were going to go for a Taylor Swift song, even though they're going to know already that it's not.
Yeah, but you know what else came out? A ton of stuff.
Yeah, I know.
So
There's
many
like so much
records.
stuff. If I was like going to be releasing a record, I'd be like, no, I didn't say the 21st. I didn't say the 21st at all. I definitely said October 28th. Not the same day as Taylor Swift's Midnight. Which, did you listen to it, by the way?
I know I didn't.
I gave it one listen, which is not enough for to give like an accurate representation on things, but didn't grab me.
I listened to like 2 songs,
samey.
and I'm like, this is weird.
Very samey.
Yes, very like the whole record's
The
the same.
whole record's
or
the same song.
I was
different ways.
Now we're changing things up. Also came out 84 Tigers.
Okay.
I'll maybe have them. The Pink Shift came out.
Yep.
There's something else that came out.
Echoes in the Well House
Yes.
dropped new
music. Is your time
as
so
well.
empty?
Yep.
Go listen to it, please.
It's perfect timing by them.
Yeah. Well, I'm putting out something like every month,
Nice.
and it's just like every 4 weeks. So I just
And
kind of
then
like
you're gonna put the records together and they make a clock.
Yes. Is that this record or is that like a previous?
No, it's this one. There's 4 different covers, and then if you flip them around the back, and the CDs do it too.
By the way,
and I saw a TikTok of somebody at
Taylor
Walmart
Swift.
on Thursday night trying to buy because they were like out on the shelves.
Yeah.
Apparently, Walmart does this a lot, and Target sometimes too. They'll put stuff out that's just not supposed to be released yet. Actually, that happened to me. I tried to buy a children's book. It was like my cousin's daughter's birthday was coming up, and I tried to buy this like little cutesy like Halloween children's book like at the beginning of the month, and I go up to check it out, and it like popped up on the thing, and it was like, this isn't supposed to be released yet. I was like, well, you put it out, it's on your shelf, like
yeah, like how do I have it then?
yeah.
I guess it's free then.
But I guess that happened on Thursday night. People were at like different Walmarts, and they're like, well, here it is. Can't buy it, but it's here.
My issue with so I listened to maybe the first 2 songs. So Lavender Haze. No, I definitely went all the way down to Anti-Hero.
Okay. Maroon's pretty good. That's track 2.
Yeah, but as I was listening to those 3 songs, first off, nothing to be like, oh wow, this is so good.
Yeah.
It was also thinking that she just spent so much time listening to herself and re-recording herself, right? Because she just put out almost every record that she had done. You can't really get new material out of that because you're just stuck in the past, just listening to stuff. Like if you write something new, it might be because you're inspired by something. How can you be inspired if for the past couple of years she just spent a lot? I mean, she's probably not only spending time on her own stuff, but like that's what she's been doing.
Yeah.
Is re-recording her old material.
Yeah.
So unless she didn't like, okay, I just want like follow that to a T. I want it to sound like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go and listen to new music because I'm going to write this record later on, and then I'm going to come in and do my vocal parts. That's okay. I can understand that. But if you're just sticking, like if I just listen to the code to write new code songs,
right,
they're going to sound like code songs from the past. They're not going to sound like, oh, well, you're pushing yourself.
Yeah.
It's probably what Rise Against.
But see, I don't even think that she. Again, I don't listen to like a lot of Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Not because I don't like it. It's not my thing as much. But I don't even know that it sounds like older Taylor Swift as much.
Okay.
So the 2 things that I kind of got, again, I listened to it one time through, but the 2 things that jumped out at me the most were every song sounds very similar, and there's not a lot of like melodic contour.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot of
yeah.
And she has done some of that before. In fact, she kind of has gone that way on certain things. And I get I don't know if there's any kind of thought process behind it. Like she is more of a like storyteller in her songs. And so maybe it is just a little bit more of like, I don't even really care about the melody. I just care about delivering the lyrical content, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Everybody's raving about it, which is fine. I'm glad people have things they like. Like there's plenty of stuff that I listen to that people don't like, so that's fine.
Like there.
Yeah. No, I think people will like there.
No, I do too.
Okay, so let's talk about this. So I was trying to do this whole build-up thing, but it is. So this record has been like anticipated for a while, for like folks who know this band, or know like the driving forces behind him and stuff.
Who are the driving? I don't know anything about them.
Okay,
About their
so they're. I would not call them a supergroup,
Okay.
but 3 people, and they are.
Why would you not call them a supergroup, but then mention that they're not a supergroup?
Well, they're all like in different bands and things.
But they're not in good bands.
No, they are. So, do you know Into It Over It?
Nope.
Really? You should listen to them. So, Evan Thomas Weiss is Into It Over It. Like that's his band. Chicago emo stuff. And then he is also like the main singer songwriter guy of There. Not the drummer. The guitar player is Matthew Frank, who is, I just had his stuff pulled up. He is the owner of Ally Records, and he plays in bands called Lifted Bells and Recreational Drugs. I don't know those bands. Mm-hmm. And then Mike Kinsella was in the original form of this band as the drummer. And then now they have a guy named Jared, who's the drummer. But basically, the band about 10 years ago was like a thing, and they released like 2 EPs, and then they just kind of like stopped because they were like doing other things. And Into It Over It has become pretty big. I'm surprised you don't know them.
Nope.
I really, really like them. But Evan has kind of been, I don't know, like all the things about him. But he has like several different bands and things that he does. And so I think this has been one of those ones that like, it's just kind of been put on the back burner for a while. And then finally, I think like, it looks like right before the pandemic, they kind of were getting serious about like doing it again. And then it just kind of took until now to finally release the record.
Gotcha.
So there's on his personal the Into It Over It Instagram, which is his. It's called it's called There 3, which I don't know if you noticed that the album is called There 3. Because
no, it just says
the band
there,
is called There.
Oh, yeah.
But the R and the E are flopped.
Do you think they messed that up?
No, it's on purpose. It's because it's their like third release.
Okay.
Because they had the two EPs, which I think were both like self-titled. It's kind of like American football. Like you just keep calling them that. And it's like, no, this is LP3 or whatever. But this is their first LP. So anyway, so he says, TT3, the first TTT LP, came out today. It's something we've been working on for over 9 years, a real motherfucker of a record, and something I'm just so extremely proud of. And then he tags the band. He's like, it's always been such a unique story to the cinematic universe of our friends and collaborators. The band has found itself becoming more mysterious than anything, a sort of lore and legend for those who had been fortunate enough to see it, and a power we had never really fully understood or maybe appreciated. And really that was just driven by challenges we had faced throughout the years to do the band properly, logistics, etc. Matt and I had the shells for this record put together since around 2014. I think their last release was around like 2013, 2014.
Yeah.
And then he says, we finally found Jared, who's the new drummer, right before the pandemic, and then powered through to the finish throughout the entire course of one of the strangest times to make music. We needed this. The record's psychedelic, cathartic, heavier than anything I've ever worked on, but not without joy and a sense of turning the page. Appreciate anyone who's ever liked this band and their patience as we figured it the fuck out. We're so happy that this record is yours now. Find it everywhere, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I have listened to them before because when I got really into It Over It, I was like, give me all the things that this guy does, because I just like his songwriting, I like his voice, I just like the way he does it. And I was like, oh, he's part of this group, he's part of this group, part of this group. And so I didn't know that this album was coming out until I saw his post about it. And I was like, oh, cool. And I've listened to it a couple times through now, even in like the 48 hours that it's been out, and I really dig it. So
you know why the drummer left?
No.
Because he's the lead vocalist and guitarist of American Football.
Well, I knew that. I knew he was in that.
But he's like, his discography is just like, well, I played drums on here, and I was vocalist here, and I was guitarist here. It's so many things.
Oh, yeah.
And really, he left that band and then maybe formed American Football, because the first American Football...
Well, no, American Football is from...
2014. Where if he left
that's
the band,
the second... That was when their second LP came out.
Oh, you're right.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
We talked about them. American Football was like a thing, and then like 99 they broke up.
Yeah.
And then 2014 they came back. So I think it was there maybe wasn't really happening. Or it was probably because American Football was coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were correct. So he basically stopped doing American football, did this band, went back to American football.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
We know all the stuff.
Yeah.
Breaking news, guys.
Yeah. But no, I really like this record a lot. It is heavier than Into It Over It is, certainly. It's not heavy by any means, but
Still.
if you listen to the other things, it certainly is in comparison. But yeah, I really like it. I picked this track. It's the opening track. So usually opening tracks are pretty strong, which this one is. It also gives you like the little elements of what you're going to hear on this record. Like there's like little Midwest emo moments. There's
so many.
It is kind of more like, again, it is a little harder at times. You get a good sense of like the songwriting and lyric writing and stuff. He's also got some really clever lyrics at times, kind of similar to like what you were talking about with Ingrid Andress. So shall we get to it?
Yeah, a Symphony of Sparrows.
Yeah.
Which reminds me of the 2020, is it 22? The band 22?
Okay.
From a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
Which brings us all the way back to...
I'm not saying the right rhythm, but it was like all the stuff of like all the... Yeah.
Like a flock of seagulls.
Yeah.
And which the reason I found them is because of Taylor Swift.
There you go.
His voice reminds me of Biffy Clyro.
Okay, I can hear that.
A little bit.
Yeah, you should definitely check out Into It Over It. I'll bring them on the podcast as well. Okay. I'm actually kind of surprised I haven't yet.
That was great.
Yeah. I don't have a ton to say about it because I just kind of want it to like speak for itself. But there's like just these like cool little elements and things like that.
Yeah.
By the way, if you go on the band's Wikipedia page, it just says about the 2 EPs, which were called There, and then Analog Weekend 2013. And it says they are currently planning to release new music in 2022.
This is the only part that I didn't like.
Okay.
It changes so drastically and still has a minute and a half left.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is weird. But like initially, and then coming back into it, I'm like, okay, it all works.
Yeah. Their website is a Tumblr page, by the way.
That'd be the reason that I couldn't get to it through the school.
I really like his lyric writing as well. Again, there's sometimes like some cool, clever turns of phrase and stuff, but like just the storytelling in general is really
I could hear
well done, I think.
Anthony Green singing these songs.
Okay, interesting.
Like, the music would make sense with his voice as well.
Yeah. Everything would just be up an octave.
Yes, exactly.
He's got one of those voices, and I'm like,
Yeah.
man, if I could have that voice, I'd be going places. What do you think?
I'll listen to more of it. It's
Yeah.
good. It fits into my
Yeah,
house.
I really like I said, I've listened to the album I think like twice now.
I also want to look at more.
It's just really good.
Ooh, sorry, I just realized something. But
There's some there's other songs that are like very Midwest emo, you know, with like the guitar-y, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, again, compared to Into It Over It, heavier certainly. But you can, you know, but it's still him, still Evan Weiss, like doing his thing. Plus, you know, obviously the influence of the other guys in the band, and yeah, it's really cool. I really like it. So I was glad I happened upon that Instagram post when I did, because otherwise it would have taken me a minute to find it. Because like I said, they were on my radar at one point, but like I wasn't like, I didn't know this album was coming when it was. So I'm stoked. Cool. Anything else, Bo?
No, I'm just looking at Polyvinyl's
Oh yeah,
record label.
Oh dude,
Everybody's good on this record.
yeah man, yeah. I bought a
Got-
bunch of stuff from them.
Got Jeff Rowe. Did you get this?
Not yet.
In iridescent
Not yet.
green.
But I will. I have all the American football stuff from them, including a 10-inch that's pink. That's really cool. I just got that. I have some other things from them. Polyvinyl also will send you an Airhead, like the candy.
Yeah.
They'll send you an Airhead with every order.
That makes... Here's why this makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I saw like somebody opening a box and an Airhead
Had an
came
Airhead,
out. So
yeah.
like I'm like, oh, that's...
Also, they have like a rewards program.
Yeah.
So like the more you buy, like the more points you earn. And one of the rewards things is you can just get like a bunch of Airheads,
Okay.
which is kind of fun.
There's a Laura Jane Grace
Yep.
at war with the Silverfish.
Yeah. And they sell other stuff too. Like there's a bunch of stuff that they sell that's like not theirs.
Yeah,
But
I
you
saw
can
that.
just get it. So I got Casey Musgrave's Golden Hour from
Nice.
them when I was buying some other stuff. Because I just was like, why don't I have this record yet? So yeah, it's a great label. And it's like, yeah, like great band after great band after great band. So Bo's going to go buy some records. And while he's doing that, you all should join the Discord, which is linked in the description. Chat with us, talk about the different episodes, different songs. We had like a ton of interaction for a while, and then now not as much, but that's okay. People got lives, people
Christian.
got things going on. Come on, Christian, get with it, man.
They live closer to work now. Yeah.
Less time to listen on the commute.
Exactly.
But yeah, join the Discord. Follow us on Instagram at Two Tunes Podcast. Find us on Facebook. Tell your friends, tell your enemies. Just tell random people. First, explain to them what a podcast is. It's like radio on the internet.
Wait, I was watching. So there's this TV show that the family watches. It's called Ghost.
Ghosts?
Ghost.
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 Singular, not
Singular.
ghosts.
Yeah, but it's about like these people who move into this
Ghosts.
old house.
It's plural.
I don't.
It's on CBS.
Yeah.
And it's a remake of a British show,
Yes,
apparently.
yes.
Yeah.
But the one girl who the main girl, she used to be on iZombie.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So that's kind of like why. Actually, what happened is the kids and my wife just started watching it and watched like every single episode. And like, by the way, they watched all of it. I'm like, okay, I guess I got to start watching it.
Yeah.
But there was an episode last, and they're like, yeah, we should start a podcast. And I'm like, what's that? And they're like, which is really dumb for the show because like they're ghosts and they've experienced all this for years and years and years. They should be like, we know everything because
Right.
we've experienced everything. But the girl from the Victorian era is like, still doesn't know anything. And it's
Sure.
like, how do you not know anything?
Yeah.
And it could be because who lived in the house. But anyways,
Right.
they're like, what's a podcast? And then they're explaining, it's like, that sounds like radio. It's like,
It's radio on the internet.
because it is. It's
Yeah.
radio. Anyways, we'll see you next year. Not really.
Not really.
We see you on episode 97.
Is this 96?
This is 96.
Okay.
97's next.
Word.
Bye.
Getting closer to 100. See ya.